Give me your thoughts on AOC. I know that you like to think about her sometimes.
Not really. Unfortunately, she's kind of forced into the dialogue, isn't she?
When she injects herself into the news.
Yeah, I basically view her as a kind of like a Robespierre, really. I think that she's very much like Robespierre. She's a politician or a political actor, and she's a radical, a real radical, and she is uncompromising. She does not consider the Republicans to be moral agents. She views them in the same way that the hobbits view the agents of Sauron, the Nazgûls. She views them like that. The fact that they exist is an unfortunate necessity, and the fact that she has to deal with them, but she will attack them as viciously as possible at every opportunity that she gets. I mean, the perfect example recently was her saying, oh, maybe the Wall Street traders should be not stopping people from trading on their platforms. And Ted Cruz said, I agree. And she said, you nearly got me killed. It's like, you should resign. It's like, okay, well, that's not exactly the spirit of cooperation, is it, AOC? And now today we've got the recent, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. The way that the Republicans are treating me is basically the same way that I was treated by the person who sexually assaulted me. Therefore, the Republicans are basically gaslighting rapists. And it's like, right, okay, this is not a good faith actor. This is someone who is here to harm you. They're here to undermine you. They're here to destroy you. They're here to get rid of you as much as possible. And if you watch the sort of speeches she gives or the interviews she gives with friendly media, people she knows are inside the progressive club, she almost says exactly these things. She's like, we've got to stop them. We've got to get rid of them. They should resign. We need to replace them. We need to get rid of them and all this sort of stuff. And so it's like, she's not shy about this. And she is the destructive, radical communist force that's entered into democratic politics and is working its way through the social mechanisms of the American body politic, damaging people who otherwise shouldn't think that they would be damaged, right? Deplatformings and things like this. AOC is at the crest of that wave, and that's really bad. This kind of bad will, this ill will that travels through the political environment is what's going to destroy the American Republic, because the American Republic fundamentally is built on the idea of a goodwill that brings together a society from which they can constitute a government. I mean, it's literally in the Declaration of Independence, and it's based on Locke's view of government and society in the state of nature, where men come together voluntarily to sacrifice some of their rights in order to provide security and protection for their property. And that will only hold as long as you understand that there is a goodwill in society and the government isn't going to be used to persecute you. But the government is already being used to persecute the MAGA folk, who happen to hold strongly to the Lockean view of the American Republic. And so on a subconscious level, I don't doubt that there are many American Republicans out there thinking, my God, the Republic is absolutely over because they're trying to use the government to persecute us. And this is the incredibly negative effect that people like AOC and the squad are having on American politics. And don't get me wrong, the right has their own versions of this, but the Republicans keep out the sort of Richard Spencers and Nick Fuenteses of the right, the belligerent and unforgiving culture warriors that would be on the right. They don't actually engage them. This is why Trump was such a surprise, because he's like a halfway house between them and the mainstream Republicans, so in an acceptable way politically. But yeah, so I'm not very much a fan of AOC and the way that she operates.
Do you think that she believes what she's saying? Because when we saw Kamala Harris last year during the Democratic primaries, and she essentially accused Joe Biden of being a sexual assaulting, misogynist, whatever it was. And then when asked about it, said,
it was just a debate, bro. Yeah.
So I don't believe that Kamala Harris, I like the fact that someone who is such an evident sociopath has made their way into the second highest seat of power in the free world, that really scares me. Biden doesn't scare me. His forgetfulness worries me, but he doesn't scare me. However, Kamala Harris really, really does scare me. I'm a pretty good judge of people. I've spent a lot of time looking at people, and there is something incredibly wrong with that woman.
I think she's a corporate shill. I think she just is doing this for her own enrichment and the enrichment of her family and friends. But AOC, I think, probably is a true believer. I think that she knows that she's being insanely hyperbolic when she's attacking Republicans, but I think she does on a genuine level believe that they are bad people and should be gotten rid of.